I keep forgetting you used to work at a gun range.
I don't.
I really like
Yeah,
this
I don't
pencil.
forget. Oh, yeah. Love you, buddy.
Oh, no, I wasn't thinking about the sewer slides.
No.
I was thinking about all the
You're
unnecessary
admiring
stress.
the pencil.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really nice.
Yeah. Emma stole it from me.
Let's go.
Oh, was that originally your pencil?
No.
Oh.
Hello.
You have some answering to do, Emma. You stole Christabel's pencil. So what do you have to say for yourself?
I stole his pencil?
You heard me.
I have no recollection of this event.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? We're looking.
6 inches, 0.5. Beautiful green emerald color. A bee on the side.
Does this pencil ring a bell to you, Emma?
No, it's not.
Then why is this pencil at your workstation?
Gasp.
I don't know.
Your Honor, as you will see, the pencil that we have in question is in fact at her workstation.
Rada.
Christabel, do you happen to have a pencil of a similar description at your PlayStation?
No.
Wow. Your Honor, I think I rest my case.
Rada.
Rada.
Well, possession is like 9/10 to the law or something like that. So
Rada.
Sustained.
Sustained. Okay, you're free to go. Hello and welcome to another episode of Rolling with Reddit. Some people roll with.
Advantage.
Some people roll with.
Disadvantage.
And today you were rolling through the forums on Reddit. Today we are joined by the lovely Meadow with Howdy Love Darlin'.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Ooh,
Go
I
ahead
like
and
that.
go and tell the lovely audience. I know you were just on with us last week, but where can they find you? What? How can they fall in love with you?
Oh, shit.
My
last
brain
week.
is
God damn it.
breaking.
Gotta change outfit.
Gotta
Last-
change- oh, yeah.
last
The
week.
werewolfing of us all, like ripping our clothes. Howdy, darlings. I am Meadow, she, they pronouns. You can find me everywhere on the internet that matters at Howdy Love Darlin' or Howdy Love Darlin' GM. And if you'd like to catch up with my games that I design, you can find me at my Patreon shop at Meadowlark Games.
You did it.
I'm like,
Now you know how I feel sometimes. Meadow, with you being our guest, you do get to pick which story we start with based on the author's name. The first option is Available Regret 304 or My D&D Secrets.
ooh, I think I'm gonna go Available Regret because it is chapter 7 of my memoir.
God damn it. Chapter 7, Available Regret. Subtitle, Player has a problem with women. I'm his female DM.
Oh, okay.
Kick him out.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Kick him out of here.
Incels
girls.
in my Christian D&D game?
Fuck
Get him,
no.
girls.
Expected, honestly.
The post reads, a few weeks ago, a friend of mine introduced his friends to us, and we got along. Said friend then asked if he could join my campaign, which sounded fun to him, and I agreed after I've done a session 0 with him, and got a good impression on him. He rolled his character and joined the party. A session 0 was had.
We love.
A session. It
How
doesn't
could
seem like it
anything
was-
possibly go wrong?
Session 0 is only half the battle, unfortunately.
Obviously, that sucks, but so true.
Now I am DMing for 3 RL friends. I assume real life friends. RL friends. 2 are guys, and our dynamic is very easy. We joke about each other and make stupid jokes about gender stereotypes, never crossing a line though. For example, when I went to the kitchen to grab a drink with my headphones on, we play online over Discord and Roll20. My guy friend said, "Good, exactly where a woman should be." Again, I take no offense in such jokes because I know he doesn't mean it in a harmful way, and we can all laugh about it. The guy who didn't respect me is another story. I can respect a friendly banter, especially like a dark humor between friends. Once you throw in, and where I think the story's going, once you throw in somebody who you don't know and they do not have that same leniency with you, is when shit gets fucked up and personal.
Yep.
The story goes on to say, I recall one time where my players investigated an abandoned ship. There was no crew left, and they wanted to find out what happened to them. I wrote a little adventure around it, and after some hours, they found out and defeated the evil. I was glad everyone was having fun. And then the problem player asked, "That was cool. Good job, Daniel." That's not a question. The problem player asked, "That was cool, good job, Daniel." Daniel is the friend who has introduced us and has been playing for years, so he's got a lot of experience. I was confused, so I asked back, "Why Daniel?" To which the problem player answered, "Didn't he help you with it?" I said I did in fact write it by myself. And there was an awkward silence, and he just went with, "Okay." Like he didn't believe me. It was weird, not gonna lie. There had been... This is already off to an awkward, wild fucking start. What do you mean you don't believe the game master wrote...
Who wrote and ran the session?
Ran
They
this-
wrote and ran the session.
Yeah, they literally did it in front of you.
That's crazy. But even just to assume, just to like turn to a completely different person and be like, "Great session. That was so good. Wow, you killed it." That's insane behavior, actually.
Oh god. There have been some minor things that have happened too, which just got me in the feeling that he either doesn't like my style of DMing, or my campaign, or me overall. For example, he made snarky comments about every female character I introduced, them either being too annoying, too cliche, too babbly, or too childish. One comment stuck with me in which he said, "I don't know. Why are you doing this? Women don't act like that." Big news. I am a woman. I know how women act. A big second gasp.
We're going on a gasp train.
I know how a woman acts and feels. He then just went with a snarky, "Yeah, whatever. Maybe you're just not woman enough."
James.
James, how dare you say this?
I didn't
How could you say
How
that?
dare you say it, James?
stop.
Clip it.
How-
Clip it right now.
Oh, God.
Maybe you're just not...
Again, I rubbed it off as poorly made jokes since it's common in our friend group to joke about such things, but I realized that he started to make meaner comments. My voice was too high and screechy all of a sudden, my missions were boring, my DMing style was not enjoyable. I talked to him about it, and he just said he was sorry and he was going through a hard time. I told him that I understand if he was in a difficult place.
Yeah, he's going through a hard time. His DM's a woman.
And he hates it clearly.
Clip it. Edit James. Edit James on it.
AI replace the voice. But not to let his frustration out on me. Yeah, you can be going through a hard fucking place, but don't take it out on your friends, especially not someone who's like running games for you.
Yeah, as someone who's like doing this like really awesome like orchestrated event for you.
Yeah. It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of prep. A good home game will have like props and well thought out backstories for you. Well, not backstories, but even backstories for the NPCs. Like the people and places you're encountering have been put there for you and planned by someone.
I'll completely ignore this when it comes to James the Games, but that is absolutely right. That is absolutely right.
God, I can't wait for our fucking campaign to drop. But then, after another mission, I have had enough, and I realized that he was not just not having fun, but that he had a problem with women overall. Players needed a way to cross the ocean, and they hired a captain, a female captain. I heard problem players sigh, but focused on them negotiating the price for the ride. Short time later, they were on the ship, and the captain asked them about their backstories a bit. Problem player answered, "I don't want to talk about it with some wretch." I was surprised, since the captain hasn't done anything yet besides taking them on her ship. Me as the captain. I will not tolerate someone disrespecting me on my ship. You better watch your words. Him. Yeah, whatever, dude. Me. Your eyesight might not be working fine, but I am no man, son. I love this captain.
Literally.
I love this, like, fucking
I want to put this captain in my pocket.
Right?
I want to serve on this captain's ship for one season.
Somehow that triggered him to where he wanted to duel her for his honor or something. I asked him out of the game if he was sure, since she was several levels higher than him, but he insisted, so they fought. He lost, of course, and when I tell you he was freaking out, he wasn't just disappointed that he's lost, he's straight up angry. We asked him to calm down since it wasn't the end of the world, and I told him to leave the call for a while to let him steam off. Since it wasn't the end of the world, and I told him to leave the call for a while to let the steam off, since it was very uncomfortable for us to hear him rant, to which he said, "Stop telling me what to do. No woman tells me what to do." And that was it. I realized he has a deeply rooted problem with women, fictional or not, and that all the snark he threw towards me was because of this. He left the call and our friend Daniel said he would talk to him, but I didn't want the guy back in my campaign. Fair.
Clearly.
For my sake and for our other female friend's sake, to which everyone agreed. Don't know what happened after. Daniel hasn't mentioned him again. Maybe he ended the friendship. Don't know. Just hope the guy gets help. That's where that story ends.
There's no edits or part 2s or 3s?
There is a top comment which OP has responded to, but it's not an update.
Having a crash out in a fictional, in your brain only duel. It's wild.
Oh my god.
That's wild. You realize we're playing pretend, right?
And I assume the captain didn't kill the character.
It just seems like reduce some hit points to the part where you're like clearly either in critical condition or you need to.
Yeah.
That's wild.
The top comment here that OP has responded to says, sorry you had to deal with that, but honestly, oh, by the way, this is by Consistent Tie 4394. They say, sorry you had to deal with that, but honestly, you dealt with it so well as any GM could. You talked to him about the problem, set boundaries, asked him to leave the table a bit to cool off when things got hot, and when he didn't do that, instead doubling down on the disrespect, you made it clear that he was done at your table. The story could have been a clinic on how every GM should handle problem players. Nicely done.
True.
Honestly, yeah. I've read stories, at least. I've not seen many stories because, dear viewers at home, this is not a consistent theme at TTRPG. We read the worst of the worst. So if you only get your content for like tabletop on this channel from these Reddit stories, I promise you, it is an actually enjoyable experience.
Truly.
I mean, there's a reason why we're here.
Yes.
Clicks on YouTube, baby.
That's right. Leave a comment down below. But no,
Storytime concept.
But I've read so many stories where game masters will constantly make excuses. They'll let things go too far. This GM sounds very experienced, and they did everything, in my opinion, perfectly correct.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
And the OP responded, "Thank you. It's very nice to hear that." So,
I agree wholeheartedly. I think open communication, setting those boundaries, and like sticking to your guns is the best way to deal with a problem player, because problems can change. People can have a rough week or two, but you're not going to ruin the experience for everybody. You got to go, buddy.
Yep.
That seems like some deeply rooted bigotry in there.
It's the no woman tells me what to do line that fucking killed me.
Do you think that you are a DC villain? Like, who do you think you are? First of all, I would have come across that table. Oh yeah, we're on a call. Okay, never mind.
I bet he loved Joker.
Part done, not so much, because there was a woman in it.
Our second story, brought to us by My D&D Secrets. The story reads, Confession. I'm the cheater. I'm a spell thief.
What does that mean? I want to be a spell thief, actually.
I want to be a spell thief.
I hope this is my secret and I've just blacked it out.
I have a feeling this has to deal with, like, casting a spell and not marking off the spell slot. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, I was hoping that it was more of like a whisper situation between a player and the GM. And so like when other people cast, if you're within a certain radius or something, you can add that to your...
Oh, that'd be cool.
You know?
But
like you're secretly... Yeah. So everyone's like, what do you mean I can't cast this?
That'd
and it's
really
one of the
fucking
players...
cool.
Right? Spell thief. Okay.
If that's not what it is, you should do that.
I will, absolutely.
Homebrew.
I will build a subclass of rogue for spell thief.
Oh, fuck yeah. The story reads, I'm a spell thief. I'm a wizard in a party of 5. We've been playing since the start of the pandemic. We're nearly level 15. This is high-level gameplay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a spell scroll in the wild since, like, level 8. It was for banishment, and so I've started adding spells to my spellbook without consent. Oh. I see. You're stealing spells outside of, like, leveling up. You're just adding spells to your spellbook. Some of you are going to say, why haven't you talked to the DM? I tried many times in conversation. Hell, when they asked for a wish list of magic items we'd want, I additionally wrote another secondary wish list of spells I desired, but wouldn't take on a level up. I like this as like a concept of like, one, also asking your party what magic items do you guys want as you level up, like what kind of builds are you going for? For wizards especially, because their spellbook is so intrinsically in line with everything that they do, those spell scrolls that you encounter out in the wild are very important. Mm-hmm. It builds your character outside of just leveling up, where you only get like 1 or 2 spells added. In fact, I mean, the wizard has an entire mechanic dedicated to adding spells to your spellbook.
And now level 15.
15.
Yeah.
No spells.
Well, like 1 or 2 spells per level up.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, at level 15, most wizards have way more than that, just based on what they find at shops and shit. What broke the camel's back? After being told about a Great Lich's library... Oh, I can see where this is going. After being told about a Great Lich's library, spending sessions to get there, and defeating a now hungry demi-lich, the library was destroyed. Alexandria. They had possibly memorized the spells and torched it. Fair, they're evil. Mending and prestidigitation or any repair was impossible. Yep.
Okay.
I rolled a good investigation and arcana check, and it felt like a cruel joke. In fairness, we did find a legendary cursed blade that we cured later for our fighter. Several sessions later, the sorcerer found a wandering stranger, probably a disguised dragon, that helped unlock their potential in a spiritual journey. And it taught them additional spells. And that was it for me. Pure envy at the favoritism. I became a cheater. You know, I hate go on.
On one side, I don't blame them, because it's like, you know, the DM isn't letting me do this. I've talked about it. We've been in several scenarios. A giant scenario where I could have at least snagged like 3 or 4 spells.
Yeah.
You know, and like everyone else getting items is just like a slap in the face.
You couldn't even give him like a ring of spell storing?
Yeah.
Like something that couldn't have burnt? like
you know
anything?
What's wild? That in this Great Lich's library, they kill him, and the only player in the party to get an item is the fighter, and it's a sword.
Yeah.
Why
set it in the library? Why set it up so perfectly that you ignore the possibility and probability that your wizard would benefit from this?
No, 100%. The story goes on to say, I never add a spell I've openly talked about, and I remove... Okay.
Mm-hmm. They're self-balancing, aren't they?
They are.
Sly dog.
I never have a spell that I've openly talked about, and I remove gold by 2.5 spell level times 100, and the normal copying price, for instance. I'd love Misty Step, but I'm not using the 2 spells I could learn on level up to backtrack for a level 2 spell. Yeah. So I spend 600 gold, attacks to cheat, and this is me softening my offense. This is
paying private secret penance for your cheat in a fake pretend game.
Interesting.
Is really cool. I'm gonna say, I wish that your GM wasn't showing such what you seem to be really convinced is obvious signs of favoritism. Mm-hmm. But if you're gonna cheat, this is the smartest way to do it. Is to make sure you're still using the mechanics of the games. You're not trying to make yourself OP, you are trying to balance yourself while other people are getting things for free. You're working harder, which is great for a wizard too. It adds to fucking flavor. They've had to work for everything. They're not innately powerful like sorcerers. You have to fucking do something. So I think keep cheating.
What a... Clip it.
Crime is good, and whatever.
It sounds like no one's noticed, because the post goes on to say, if anyone has noticed, they're too polite to call me out on it. And for anyone asking, why don't you just leave if there's a problem? I would if this was a random group on Roll20, D&D Beyond, or Reddit, or r/LFG. But these are friends I've known since my school years, from college parties to adult weddings and baby showers. Our friendship is more than a TTRPG table. Yes.
I mean, if your friendship's that fucking deep, give me some fucking spells, man.
Right.
Give some spells. Don't take away from your players. Don't steal pets or kick the mother down.
Level 15, you should be showering them with stuff because everything they encounter that's a challenge, legendary resistance, counter spell 5th level. Like, you give them stuff, dang it.
The post goes on to say, yet it's also our most consistent get-together as we've spread apart. And despite the negatives presented here, I enjoy my friends DMing. I'm just neglected in this department. So this is just my sin and confession. I am the horror story. I am the cheater.
I don't think you're a horror story. I think you're a dark romantasy.
I think you are the Robin Hood of wizards.
I think it's cool. I think it's interesting flavor. I think you're doing it the right way. I think you're not doing it maliciously, like to just be OP in a team of players. Like it seems like you are rationally and mechanically balancing your character in a way that is not approved by your DM yet. If they ever found out, hey, they might even approve. You've got your accounting on your side here, so
true.
Yeah, so long as you have good, thorough notes of everything you've done, and, your
ledger.
Your ledger. You are fine.
Right?
It's not coming from a place of I want to ruin everyone's game because I'm not having fun. It's literally just like, okay, well, like, figure this out. I'll do this. I'll do that.
Yep.
In fact, you're doing more homework.
You really are.
So you're putting in more effort into your character to make your character more adaptable and alive and immersive in the game. So go off.
More power on you.
Pop off, Queen. Pop off.
Hopefully more power on you.
Hopefully,
there you go. Yeah. We do have a question here from Proper Cause 4153. Asking, what happens when you try to actively search for spells in game, like trying to track down a high-level wizard to buy spells from in a large city? Does the DM shut you down here too? OP responds, there are apparently archmages out there that I have never seen in the main town hub we inhabit. I'm the strongest wizard. The second strongest has some spells up to 3rd level spells. It's how I got some of the spells by trading with them. But I drained their knowledge pretty fast. I could overanalyze the campaign, but I'd be here all day poking holes in discrepancies and world building, but the DM is a friend doing their best for free and allowing us to get together weekly or monthly. So do I get shut down? In short, yes, especially when it comes to stealing. You'd be shocked at how many shopkeeps seem to be level 30 demigods with an eye-rolling emoji. I doubt he has stats for them. They just seem to pass every roll suspiciously.
Got it.
Yeah. Well, I'm dying, guys. I'm dying. 2025 is the death of James.
Rip.
God damn.
I want my dog, damn it.
You want your dog?
Blinky.
Oh, Blinky. Blinky. Already a better name than the current dog.
What is the name?
Dog.
Bless. Single mom who works 2 jobs. Giving a simple woman one thing they love. Dog.
Love dog. I do think that is all the time that we have. So, Meadow, thank you so much for joining us. For those of you who made it this far into the video, go down into the description. Meadow's links are at the very tippity top. And if you want to join the Discord, OPs, if you guys have come to watch what we've had to say about your stories, and you want to join a session that is not a horror story, we are planning on running a session for all of you who've had really shitty experiences, of course over Discord or Roll20 or Foundry, but please jump in the Discord, join us there. We would love to give you a great experience. And besides that, I think we're good. So thank you all for tuning in. Meadow, thank you so much for joining. And we will see you all next week for more Rolling with Reddit. Bye-bye for now.